And we are live.
Good evening, everyone.
Yes, we have made it to be online again. You know what I don't have is I don't have pretzel going.
Ah, so no music in the background.
Not at the moment. You know what I was going to also do is I meant to open this up.
The bot.
Yeah,
Yeah, let's get the bot running too. So,
'cause I'm going to close that though. So yeah, so I have that now set up so I can actually do. Did I show you this where you can come from in here? You can just do like CMD and it'll open up the command window in that location.
no, maybe.
Yeah,
I
it's one
don't
of those
know.
things that I just never knew, but apparently has been in the in Windows for a long time.
Huh, how about that?
Yeah. So now I
I
got
know. Oh, wow, look at you. Yeah, so you're just right in that folder. Oh, man.
yeah. That's what blew my mind the first time I did it. I was like, oh, it just works. Okay. Yeah. So coming up to this point, I had done a little bit of work, right? So there was this reorganization feature I was working on. As I was doing the reorganization, I decided, you know what? I think I want to start adding these tests in. So I went and I started adding commits for the test. But I did is I just created another feature off of that branch, right? That's why you see this coming off of develop and going to feature reorganization.
Mhm.
Okay, and then it keeps going for this one. So now we've merged this one in, but I did a squash commit specifically because I wanted it to be a different branch, right? I wanted it to have its own commit, especially if we had a bunch of different commits in there. I didn't want to leave. I want to leave the commits in the branch, but I wanted it to be squashed into the develop branch. So once we did that, it broke this reference to them. So now this is still referencing this, and so when I try to merge this into develop, it's trying to bring this commit along with it. But it's already been done because it was part of this merge that we just did. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go to
So,
develop. I'm sorry, what's that?
my system's being all weird. I may drop out.
Oh, okay.
Everything went black. It's all back. Okay.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
frozen on the stream too. So,
okay.
so yeah. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to actually add. Um, oh, you know what I forgot? I left think like a coder up on the. Thanks. I gotta start getting into the habit of having that. I should create a checklist when we start these streams.
That's not a bad idea, John. We should have like a systems checklist, so to speak, before we go online. It's a good idea. We should do that.
Yeah, thanks. Um, so you're still Skype is still frozen. I don't know if you want to like try stop your video share and then restart it.
Yeah, well.
So what I'm gonna do is now that I'm on this branch, one of the things I can do is I can cherry pick these commits. So I'm gonna cherry pick it, and then I'm gonna cherry pick this one. So are you still there, Pete?
I am, but Skype is not happy.
Yeah.
I might drop out and call you back because it's going to crash, I think.
Okay.
All right, let me call you back.
All right. Sounds good. Hey,
Hey, can you see me? Am I moving?
I can. You are moving.
All right. I don't know what that was, but
Yeah, something weird happened on your system there, huh?
whenever you get a chance, you can throw me a screen share again.
Oh, yes.
Very good.
All right, there we go. Now I got pretzel going too. Yeah, so it messed up this whole commit. So what I did is I created the new feature branch, and I cherry picked these 2 commits up into that one. So then now I can delete this one. It will clean that one all up.
Okay.
Yeah, so now that I have that one, I should be able to push that one up. And then I can submit that one.
Did you have me back to the stream yet?
I did not. I did not.
I was going to say I haven't shown back up yet.
No, I did not. Oop. We don't want this going to master again. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Only 4 files changed. Now that's what I expected more of.
Yeah, better than 61, huh?
Yeah, so I was trying to. So one of the things, so I added in a by command test section, right? So I was taking some tips from, shoot, I can't think of his name again. His website is Enterprise Craftsmanship. He's done. Oh, I can't. No, it's like Vladimir. Oh, what's your name? Vladimir
Korokov?
Korokov. Yeah, so he actually has some really good Pluralsight videos that on domain-driven design, and he's actually, you can see here, he's working on a book called Unit Testing. So as part of that, like he was talking about naming your tests wrong. So I was taking some from this recent post that he's put up. I was kind of going back and looking at how we were naming these. And I was trying to name it so it kind of was more about the behavior versus like a very specific about how the code was executing. So I just changed, like, so this one here is like shop has to carry the item to complete the purchase. And so this here is like, this is what pops up if it doesn't have it. It says to try minor mart.
It's a little disorienting.
Why is that?
Because you're used to having some insight on how the test operates.
That's what this is. There's nothing. This is what do you? Okay, so what I'm not sure what you're looking for. That maybe.
No, because usually you're going to kind of identify what you have under test, what the conditions are, and how you're going to test it, as opposed to a sentence.
Well, this is more of like a. Well, so part of the problem with the test that we had was that it was talking about the actual method that it was calling versus a conditional, right? So part of the thought I even had with some of this was that I was going to rename this class here to give us more of the given portion of this.
Okay.
Because it's kind of like the idea is I was trying it out. So that's what I was trying to see about how to do it.
Because giving you an honest critique on like what, because I'm looking at it, I'm like, I get where you were going with this, right? Because now you can read it, and that's what it's supposed to do. So you don't have to like cognitively parse what that would mean within the system. So that's the point, right? That's what they're going for.
Yes.
So I get that, but at the same time, when the way that we've been naming tests all this time, when you kind of read them, you have almost a certain expectation of what you're going to see inside of that test, because it's actually calling out the name of the method under test, and it's actually So not having that available is disorienting. That's what I was saying.
So, but that ends up being where the problem ends up being, right? So now there's certain cases where he was in describing in there that may still be beneficial, right? He's not saying that you completely eliminate the use of that. like, but when you're talking about behavior of the system, that it should be expressed about the behavior of it. And then the idea being is that the behavior itself may not change, but how you do it changes. So if all of a sudden now you've got to change the names of all your tests because the method that's under test is different because you changed how the behavior works. Now you've got all this stuff that you're actually changing, but really what you want to be able to do is say, this behavior should still stay the same, right? This should always be the case. Now, you may change that what this command is here, how this actually gets executed, how that behavior is implemented, and you don't want to have to rename the tests, right? So that's kind of the concept behind it. So I was trying it out. I don't know how well I did with the naming, honestly. I'm still mixed on that portion of it.
Well, I'm okay with trying something out. So why don't we roll with it and we'll see if it gets better. Like as we go in here and we don't have to rename because we changed the method or something, maybe we'll be happy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it'll pay off.
Yeah. I think part of it too is I'm not real happy with this name. I feel like this would be clearer if the class was, maybe something like store. I don't know. Something that indicates about the fact of like where this is being used from. I don't know. That's kind of where I'm thinking about it anyways.
Yeah, well, we had talked about maybe having the buy command potentially be like if we had like different stores at some point or whatever, so it could exist in different places.
So the name is showing up there because Skype's NDI does not want to work for me. So I can't push it over there. And what I'm actually doing is I'm doing a screen capture to capture a portion of where Pete's at. So whenever I hover over it, it brings up the Skype controls over top of you.
That's what you're saying, that little, I see, the Skype call information.
So what ends up happening though sometimes is it must have gotten stuck where it just left it up there. So if my mouse goes over it, it pops it up.
Yeah, I can see it. It's up there now. Now it went away. All right, so it has a little...
They need to fix the NDI problem. I don't understand why I can't get that to work. I don't know why everybody else seems to be able to do it fine, so... I'm assuming there's something wrong with me. Yeah, but I was trying to get some more of these tests in there for us.
All right, well, we'll see how it goes. I'm into trying stuff like that. That whole Shoodly worked out, like being more readable, so...
Yeah.
We shall see.
Yep. So that pull request is up there for you. Do we want to do you want me to just merge this in here so we can start?
Yeah, why don't you just merge it? We pretty much just reviewed it.
So I had done some work between the streams. So there was just some stuff. It was more like cleanup code that I was trying to do. So what we're looking at here are the changes that I made. One of the tools that we use is we're using GitHub to manage the code base. So what I did is I went in there and I created a pull request from the code changes that I made. And so what this is basically saying is that I have a set of code that I want to get merged in so that we can review it. What it does is it takes all the different commits, basically the code that I've said that I've made changes to, and allows us to look at the file changes here. So that's what we were reviewing. And part of it was that I was doing code testing that I was adding into the system.
So you can see, like, basically there's a database that keeps track of all the changes in all the files. So you can see those are basically the two different versions of the files, left and right. And you can see the stuff on the right has a little plus and it's green, so that's code that he added to the project in this commit.
Yep. So we're going to merge that in so we can move ahead.
And all of this awesome. Allows us to keep our versioning straight. If we get something wrong, we can roll it back. There's lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of reasons you should use source control.
And ideally Git.
Yeah, and ideally Git. So I may have understated that, but
Yeah, we've had where I'm working right now. I can't convince them.
Oh no, to switch to Git.
Trying to.
Yeah,
Trying to. It's very, very difficult.
people like what they know.
Yeah, that is true. All right, so we're back on our role-playing game. Potato chip miner. The only thing they do. Well, you know what it is. It's hard. We got like. This team is getting big, and so it's hard to come to a consensus. And I'm really the only one familiar enough with Git, which is surprising considering the fact that it's been around for 15 years. But so I'm the only one familiar with it, so it makes it tough.
Yeah.
Oh, so let's go over what we did last time, right?
Okay.
Because last time we did a bunch of stuff that allowed us to. We did some work on the upgrade pieces, right? UR management. Well, that would definitely do that. You don't want to say anything bad about yourself.
So if somebody wants to switch to Git, say yes then.
Yeah, you know what? Because it would be really funny if this was the first stream that Paul joined.
Yeah, right.
And we're sitting here talking about management. That wouldn't be the greatest thing.
Oh boy.
Yeah, right.
So we put in, I guess, what we really, we did a lot actually last week because we did the bit thing, but did more than that.
Yeah, I mean, primarily that was the big piece, right? And so that we wanted to get the. Oh, you know what we didn't get done? So what we did do is we got it so that we could add a bit. We got it so that it was in the store, right?
Because we just dropped it in the store, yeah.
Because we wanted to be able to just test out that the bit and the upgrade of the bit was actually happening. One of the things that we didn't do was go to so we can see now we have this standard bit. The only problem so the only thing with this was we didn't have anything that actually tests whether the bit can be applied or not. It's able to be applied, but we just basically said it's always going to be it's possible to upgrade it. We did that in
Digger Upgrader?
Yeah, I think this is it, right?
Because here's all the hopper stuff. And that had that whole set of rules up there, all those ifs.
Yeah, so there was this whole piece. And what we did is down here we just said, we're just going to say it's fine.
Yeah, just stick it on there.
We didn't call a test to see if it was okay. We just did it. I think part of what would be interesting is, can we make this generic?
Well, why don't we write the second one and look for the similarities and see what we can genericize? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So let's do like a test bit upgrade and then see how much of it really ends up looking like the hopper, because I bet a lot of it does.
Yeah, I think so. We need to define. Okay, so let's define it as far as what that is.
What's going on?
No, it's just. So what we don't have. I don't think so. Let me see. Oh yeah, so we have Digger Upgrade. It says required slot level. And then Digger Upgrade item, what level it is. That seems... Is that the right spot for it?
That does seem a little weird, huh?
I feel like that level should be in the game item.
Well, how are we dealing with... Oh, this is tough thinking about after a week. I'm trying to think of how we were dealing... What did level mean?
Level was so the level was actually about the um, the item itself, right? So yeah, so that's not there. I just wanted to double check something. So keep in mind, like what we were, if you look at what this test is saying. So let me pin that so we can get back to it easily.
Okay.
But I can't. Oh, it's in the same class. All right, good. So here what we were saying is that the item has a required slot level, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the slot in this case is the hopper. And then so what we're doing is on the digger itself, we're checking the hopper to see what its level is.
Okay. Okay. So that okay. And then
So if but this is a type, right? So that's why that's working. So I don't know what that level is. This chip hopper has a level on it.
it does.
Right.
But I don't know what it represents.
The level of the hopper.
Okay. And
So
that has to match the slot level. Right. Okay.
right, because the idea is like we were kind of saying like, you know, you're going to start with a level 0 and then you get a level 1 and a level 2. In the time when we were talking about it, the idea was so that we can say you can't go from like a level 0 to a level 5. Like you would have to go through each of the levels.
Right. And also,
you
or
know,
the slot might not even take it, right? Wasn't there another consideration that's the other level we were talking about?
We were so that's a problem, right? So we were talking about a couple of different things. I think we have two different types of things happening here, and those two different things are at odds for each other.
Right, because we have to make a decision of which way we want to handle it.
Yeah, because we still have on the digger, we still have this idea of upgrades, right? And this is what this actually it should be is probably more like available upgrades,
Right.
because what's happening with this, let's see. Oh, resharper. How did resharper get in here? I was using code rush. I don't know what happened. I think I updated some JetBrains stuff and updated this one. It reinstalled it on me. Name usages? No. Yeah, I think available upgrades is a better term for this, right? Because what we were doing was going to the spot where we created it, right? So we did here is we said, here's the available upgrades. And so this digger upgrade was defining what was allowed, right? So we're saying the digger upgrade has a max level of 2. And
right. So you can't put a level 3 digger here.
Or level 3 hopper.
Hopper. Right. On this digger.
Yeah.
Right, because the hopper can be upgraded to level 2. So that's the level on the item. Is that? Okay.
Yes. And this is kind of defining a slot that we have for this upgrade. We can question. I'm trying to figure out what's this going to do to our ability for changing how the game operates.
But having that slot.
Yeah. I guess what I was thinking about is, could we do this in a different way that would make this kind of a separate, like, policy, like, it's kind of a little bit too technical of a term because saying policy is loaded. But I'm wondering if we can pull this out to a spot where we can change how the upgrades can happen in the future easier. I don't know how, I'm just saying. That's what I'm kind of thinking about, because this does have a... Well, I guess it would be fine. You know what? Because we don't have base stats that make it make the hop digger itself better.
Yeah, it's really the sum of its parts.
Right. And so we want to be able to say this digger can't be upgraded beyond a certain point.
Right, because we wanted to get them thrown out. We wanted you to scrap them and buy the new stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Basically to take money out of the game.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so I think we're clear, right? So we know how all that works. We've reminded ourselves how all that works. Thanks for indulging me going through that again.
Yeah. But so now we need to be able to add another one. Right, so now we need one that's going to be for what we're going to allow for the bits.
Right.
Right. Bit upgrade. I guess we'll just do something similar.
Yeah, just make it, two or whatever.
I don't know what that means. What we're going to put for that yet.
Yeah, we'll have to.
And then slot, then we're going to have digger upgrade slot. There we go. All right. All right, so this gives us that extra piece here. Now we want
slot.
Yes, now we got slot. You know what? I think I remember what that other level is supposed to be. On here, I think this was supposed to be digger level. I don't think it got used that way.
I don't know.
Because this is actually telling... See, that's telling this hopper what level it is. So that's not what it actually does. I don't know. It feels weird that this is how this is being done.
Yeah, why do we choose to do that way? Oh.
Maybe because the game item doesn't have it.
Where does it get, like, interrogated and used?
That's the size. I see why this was brought up here. Yeah, so this is kind of telling us about the upgrade item, and that's the level of the upgrade item. That's fair. I think that's actually okay.
Okay.
Because then it will work down here too, and we'll actually need to have something on here to take that level. Right? Because... because this digger bit should also have a level on it.
Now, is this not a game item? This is not, right?
This is not a game item, because game items are right now are primarily things that you can have in your inventory, things that you can buy from the store, like inventory related. This is the result of that item on how the game uses it.
Yeah, so this is basically when it's attached. This is the attached bit. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then this will be a level. That. Now the only thing is that then, oh yeah, we're gonna need to add it here too. Level. So I'll add that to.
Alright, digger bit state.
Yeah, I'm just gonna reorganize this so it kind of matches. But This track is really weird. What is? I don't need a bunch of. There we go. So that should save that. So now we can get the level for the bit. Right.
Mm-hmm.
What we do want then is in.
It's very quiet in here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know it's rough. It's particularly rough when we don't have any idea what's going on. I'm trying to remember what the heck we did last time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed the Saturday one though. That definitely is like the beginner stream. Tell your friends.
Yeah, that's definitely. It's definitely the idea with that one.
Yeah, you really did, huh? About the Saturday morning? That's cool. That's awesome. Yeah, it's way more accessible for people.
Yeah, this has spent a lot of time looking at code, whereas the other one you're kind of looking at like what's happening at the same time. It's hard to do both with this. I wonder if there's a better way we could do it that would make it more better.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. If you're already a coder, I think it might be better because you'll get the decisions we're trying to make and what we're talking about really. But if it doesn't match up to what you're seeing, like when Jim was on there, he was able to contribute and know what we were driving at, make suggestions, right? In the same way that like you were able to say donut when we were trying to figure out what model to use on the scratch stream. So yeah, it's really just the audience. I guess this is a more technical. It's like a mid-level stream. But
Yeah.
it may get a little bit more accessible once we get the plumbing worked out here and we can start.
Well, then it becomes a game design.
Yeah, right. Well, at that point, we can start putting stuff in to make the game fun and start like, okay, what do we want to do now?
Yeah, that's true. You did miss the beginning stages. I don't know how much it would have helped. It may have. I think the hard part is that there's a lot of complicated type of programming that's happening here.
Yeah. Well, and we sort of changed our minds midstream on this.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Because like it started out and me and my son were actually just putting it together as like a console app, and then me and John started working on it, and as it got cooler, we sort of wanted it to be real. And if you want it to be real, you got to do it real. Like that's so we started getting into some deeper concepts that maybe we wouldn't have if we were going to keep it a beginner stream, but maybe not produce a game that we want to play. Make sense? I think that's probably what happened.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Right. So, did you figure that out, John? Did I give you, or did I distract you the whole time?
No. I think no, I think I'd finished, right? So I got that in there. Nope.
So you got that test in now, so we can tell if we can attach it.
I haven't got the whole test in there yet. We got everything in there. I think we need to do it, right? So now we can use this test here. I want to just put it up here next to this one.
Right.
Right. So then we can do this same kind of test here. I'm just gonna copy and paste it because why the heck not?
That's what we do here.
That's what we do.
It's like a full third of programming.
It is.
Yeah, that's great, actually. The Saturday morning streams. I think so too. We're trying to get that together a little bit about the Saturday morning. I'm answering the chat there.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think that's great.
It was very exciting, all the good feedback we got actually from Saturday. Like there was a bunch of people watching it, and everybody watching was like, that was way better. I understood what you were doing. It was cool. So,
Oh, did you?
Yeah. That's the feedback I was getting anyway.
Nice.
From my family and whatnot.
Oh, well, they don't count.
Yeah. Well,
Just kidding.
I guess that's what continues, really. But nonetheless.
All right, so now what we're going to do is now the slot level, we're going to base it on the digger bit level.
Right. So I wonder if we should throw like a level 3 bit in the store just to be able to test it. Or do you want to write a unit test and do it all proper like?
I don't know. Why is this not? No.
What was?
This should be called past.
Ah, that's why I didn't like it.
I was like wondering why that was yelling at me. So we had this, we did that. Get the upgrade item.
Yeah, maybe we should start talking more about the code that we're writing. This is going to take longer. But...
Well, I mean, so really, this is a copy of the one above it, right? So we're just trying to check this level. What I'm trying to think is whether we want to write this do it as a test, right? So I was trying to look at like what we are going to need to pass into this, to see how badly we did at making it testable from the jump. But let's take a look at that. So this is in services. So I want to expand that. So we're going to add a folder here for services. I don't know what I just clicked on, but
it looks like you had the mono. Yeah, there you go.
No, I know, but it took so long to pop up that it clicked on something. And I don't know what that was.
So now we're adding a folder to the test project. That's that potato chip mine tests. And the tests it's like another little program that runs your code to make sure it's still doing what you expect it to do.
So we're going to add a new class for that so we can put some tests in there. In this case, let's do just tests. If you learn anything, testing is important.
Yes, testing is important. It seems like just more code at first, but it's important.
Yeah, right. All right, so we got that in there. Now we'll put it. This basically just adds it to a certain group of tests, that collection. This way we can choose which ones we want to start and not start, or which ones we want to build versus not run.
Right. Yeah, so you can run like the collection.
Right.
Or whatever. Tests.
Let's make sure that this is working. So for XUnit, we do this thing called an attribute, and we call it a fact. So this is just so that I can test that this is actually going to work. So I just run the test, and we should see it go green. All right, so we got the green check mark. Nothing has passed. That's great. Nothing has passed. I feel like that should be the name of our stream.
Oh boy.
Oh boy is right. So I'm gonna try to name something, right? So we want to say with digger bit slot available. Wow. Bit upgrade. I did not mean to do all those capitals there. It's just kind of, as I was doing the underscore, it was just kind of happening. It was like, and all right, so that's what we want to have. So we're gonna have. So first, we're gonna need a digger. That's like that, right? So I think we can do a chip digger.
Standard digger.
Yeah.
There's a builder you can do, or you can just put one in. Yeah. I think you have to put the stuff on it though. The firmness and richness. If you do it that way.
Yeah, right. But it's looking like it's not yelling at me.
But yeah, well, I think it'll allow you to do that, but I think you're going to hit nulls when it goes to try and do something with it.
Yeah.
You might get a null exception. We'll test it. I mean, that's why we write tests, right?
Yeah. What? Yeah. Well, come back to it and see. All right. We'll leave it like that. So, and I think our standard digger does allow us to have the upgrade. So now we need to do get the upgrader. Alright, so, and that needs, oh, that doesn't take any parameters.
I guess the actual function, like the method call must, huh?
Oh, they're statics.
Oh.
Alright, so if they're statics, this needs to be a static.
And then we won't instance it.
Yeah, I was like, that shouldn't have been possible.
Right. So a static, basically you don't have to create an instance to have access to that method. So if you're going to see here, it's just he's going to be able to just hit dot, and then it'll be available to him.
Yeah, so now I can pass in the digger. Ah, we need an item.
Give it a new, yeah.
Right. So, yeah. So we need.
Right.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So now, let's see. Do a name of. Let's call it better bit.
Yeah, that var is a variable, by the way. So var digger is we're creating a new variable, and then we're putting a digger instance inside of it, by the way.
Yeah. This is going to be a level 2. And then it doesn't matter about that so much.
Yeah, we're not going to actually run it. So.
Yeah. Actually, you know what's nice? Since I think I can just leave those as 0. I'll just leave them like that. So we don't even have them there. So we're not even talking about them. They're not part of what we're actually doing. I think that. I think that's everything. Right, so now we should be able to do that. Oh, and this is not a type, right? So this we just want to get the result. And now the result has...
Yeah, it's got like a message and an outcome.
A completed.
Yeah.
And so this one should be true. Right? Because we want to say that it did do it.
Right.
Right. So this is what we're actually trying to test, right? So we're saying with a digger bit slot available, allow bit upgrade, which this would mean this being true is basically what says that this is happening. Right?
Right.
So
that's what we get back. Okay, so if we run this is like running that little piece of the game in an isolated environment. So we can really see what's happening.
And it should fail. Ah, good, it did. It was false. Now, question here is why. We can do... Let's do this. Let's put... yeah. One of the things we can do, what's nice about the tests, we can actually do a debug on it. And it lets us basically step through a running program. I'm actually going to do it right at the result portion so we can see what the result is telling us. Um, ah,
You cannot perform this upgrade. You must first level this slot to 1.
so that's a question. That's a good question that we didn't think to address. Is in this standard digger. Oh, let me stop this code from running. This chips hopper is 0.
Mhm.
How does that upgrade actually succeed after that?
Well, isn't there that like that potential upgrade list or whatever? Like upgradable? No. Like I thought there was like a max level or something on the digger slot itself. Didn't we look at that
Yeah,
earlier?
yeah, max level.
Right.
But
So that should have
so
passed.
here's what's failing is this test right here. Right? It says required slot level.
That's the hopper. Is that where we're testing?
Well, no, but it's the same thing.
It's right because it was copy paste. Okay. So required slot level greater than digger bit level. What is the digger bit level coming in at?
Yeah, it should have been 1. Is that what we do for the other one? Sorry, I'm jumping around here a little bit on the code because I can't figure out. I don't remember where I need to be. Where is the... where's our item for the for the hopper upgrade? Remember the class that has that, right? Because
but not the upgrader.
it's not the upgrader. Because that's actually doing the upgrade.
So it's an entity, upgrade handler entity. Is that it?
Because that's actually the performing of the upgrade. I want the thing that creates it. I think it's related to in the achievements here. No.
There's an upgrade command. You might be able to follow it back from there.
It's before the upgrade command, because the upgrade command is actually doing the upgrade to the digger, right?
Okay. Is there a builder then? Is that what you're looking for? One of the like those little factory classes that we have?
This is something that you created when you were doing the achievement so that you could get the hopper. And I don't remember.
I actually don't have it open on this side to look with you.
Achievements.
Minor achievements monitor entity? It's up in the entities? I don't think that does it, but it might call. Because that has to do with the achievement.
This is checking to see whether you got the achievement. But maybe we can, maybe here, so we can apply reward. All right, so this is actually what we're looking for, I think. Right,
The
so
apply reward.
We need to see where this reward is being used. We'll take a look at those references. Yeah, we got 2. All right, so this here. There we go. This is what I was looking for.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I like that now. I like the fact that we got this broken out in its own item and it has the metadata that's for the store. Very happy with that. This is set to 0. Which makes sense.
But that should still be...
So that makes sense why that one's working. Because by the default one coming in is 0.
Right, okay.
Because when we were looking at the... when we were looking at this standard digger configuration, this here is configuring it, right? This actually has a level on it, but because we didn't define it, the default value is 0. So what that means is that for our test, we're going to want to also do that. I should put the test first, right? So this required slot being 1 is what's causing us the trouble, because our default bit type
Is 0.
is 0. And so then this is actually a 1 that we're trying to put in here, right? So that may actually, we're going to have to remove the one that's in the store, but that's going to happen anyways, because this is going to happen after a certain allotted period of time, right? So, man, I should not be yawning. It's because, wow, Classic came out. You know, that's what it does to you. All right, so let's see if this runs now. See if this passes. Oh, looks like we got a pass here.
Okay.
Well, that's very nice. All right, so with that passing, we should put in. So if we were to look at this, I think we can do this here now. So if I run with coverage, which will make this kind of nice to see. This is
You can check our coverage.
because we wrote our tests after we wrote the code. Hold on, how do I turn it on? I feel like there's a way that I can.
What are you trying to accomplish with this?
I'm trying to turn it on over here. I want to be able to see which. So this function here has a bunch of these. Not that one. This one here. This test bit upgrade has a bunch of different code paths that it could go down, right? So there's a term called cyclomatic complexity. Cyclomatic complexity.
Mm-hmm.
And what that means is how many different paths can your code go down, right? And so in this case, there's at least 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So there's 4 different ones because you've got this if statement that ends it, you got this one here that ends it, you got this one here that ends it, you got this one that ends it, right? So what code we actually have tested right now doesn't hit any of these returns. It only returns this one here. So we should put in here tests that check those other areas, right? So we can say with digger bit slot available.
How do you?
This is where I get I feel like this naming is too specific or too general, so it's gonna make it really long. Like this is where I feel like this could be up here, right?
What, with digger slot available?
Yeah, as like the main class name, because that's or like in this case it would be like the given, right? So given that a digger bit slot is available, when the upgrade item has a greater level, or the required slot level.
All right, so with digger bit slot available, but required level.
Yeah. Oh, let's say upgrade requires I want to say require.
Yes, it's hard.
Requires slot.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Naming things is hard.
Available. Upgrade requires.
Oh man, this is getting long.
I know. Why would that do that?
Yeah, what was that shortcut?
I have no idea.
All right, so
Oh, it just wants this to be a fact. All right, so that's why it's upset. Yeah. So the thing here is that we're gonna have to.
yeah, because you're trying to apply an item that is too high a level, right? That's what's That's what this test is going to do.
Yeah, or that the required slot level, basically, the required.
Bit is too high a level.
Yes. Okay. Bigger bit slot available.
But too low a level. How about that? But too low a level. Right. I think that describes what's happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then we can even put what the message should be. I guess it's part of this, right?
Yeah, we could read the message out. I mean, that's going to fail the test if we change the message, which is kind of, but.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, maybe we shouldn't. Let's just test the bit.
Right, yeah, so this should be what's happening. Actually, we should leave that as, see if that fails, because that should fail.
Yeah, interestingly enough, you should try and fail your test first. Helps you understand what you're testing a little.
Yeah, especially if it ends up coming back as passing.
Yeah,
and you're like,
you expect it to fail and it passes. You wrote a bad test.
Or you didn't understand it. One of the two.
Yeah, right.
Alright, so that. Alright, we got green.
All right. Need our little Uncle Bob hat.
Yeah, I know, right? So I'll tell you, I think part of what's causing some of these tests to not be quite right is our code design. And the reason I say that is that this digger upgrader seems like it might be doing too much. Because think about how many tests we're going to have in here now, right? We're gonna need a test for bits. We're gonna need to have a test for hoppers. So it's all this extra code that we're gonna have in this test state, right? So if we wanted to change it, it's gonna make it harder because now they're all mixed together.
Well, can we just extend it? Like, is there a bunch of stuff in the upgrader that we're going to need everywhere, so that then we can have like the hopper upgrader, which would be a type of digger upgrader?
Mm-hmm. Can we extend? Yeah, I don't know whether inheritance is the answer.
Okay.
I'm thinking that the strategy might be better for this, especially for this piece here. What I'm concerned about is the fact of the matter that we're using these strings in the return result. I feel like it's gonna come to bite us.
Can't argue with that.
Yeah, I'm just not sure what the right. So my thought for this would be is that we would want to have a failure code. I don't like that idea. I'm not like super keen on that, but the code could then be translated somewhere else into this like more readable. And we would have the codes
defined somewhere, matched up with a string.
Yeah. I feel like that's the.
Or doing it that way for like 60 years. Why stop now?
Yeah.
You got no. You know what I mean? You want to identify what these exceptions are.
Yep. Ooh, we didn't do anything to test this max level. Yeah, so I think that's part of where we're going to have to come back and break this apart a little bit. But I like this idea of having this bit in there. So I think this is good. I think we need to just check this real quick. And we can move this out. I'll do it at some point. Well, we'll do a stream where we're moving that piece of logic into its own individual spots, right?
Right. Yeah, well, that's how it progresses, right? We start doing stuff, and it's like, yeah, that's not working for us anymore. All right, so.
Right, so that's going to basically be the same test here. But in this case, this is actually going to be a 3. And we'll leave that as a 0. Right, so this will make it so that it's allowed to do the upgrade on the starter item. And then this says the new one's going to be a level 3. So this should fail. And this piece here, I have to figure out how to turn on that code coverage so we could see it.
So it did.
It failed. So this should have.
Oh, you set it to should be false.
Yeah.
And it came back true.
Yes, it came back true. So I'm going to debug this one into that spot, right? Because what that spot should have been what was throwing this error. If you look at what that if statement was doing, is it was basically saying if the required slot level plus
the current level.
Wait a minute.
Wait,
So
what's the required slot level? Hang on a second.
So this shouldn't be that. This should be. That should be
the new level. That should be the required slot plus the item level.
It shouldn't even. It doesn't even have to be that, right? Because it's not adding it to it.
Well, well, no, it's not, right? It's not a cumulative.
Yeah, it's not. I don't know. I'm not sure what that was actually doing initially because I think we changed.
Maybe it did something different with the hopper. No, it's still level. Yeah, I guess we just changed the way that worked.
Yeah, this should be the same actually. Well, we didn't have any tests around it, so we know, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there we go. So now we can. Oh, this is an interesting. I'm not sure what this is doing. We may have to come back and write some tests for this to make sure we understand what that's supposed to be doing.
Yeah, item size is less than Digger Hopper Max.
Right?
Oh, because it's a step down. It won't let you go backward.
I gotcha.
If that's true, then and you're going backwards. It's not an upgrade. It's a downgrade.
I see. Well then, but I think level will be able to take care of that. No.
Well, yeah, I guess so. With the hopper, it has to do with the content. Yeah, but the level should handle that.
Yeah, I feel like the level would be the thing that we could control that over, because maybe the size of the hopper isn't the thing that's defining it, right?
Right, but I think it was. That's probably why that still works that way.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm just saying. I think that, but we may end up. I think if we use level, you could have something where the max size goes down, but it changes something else, some other property.
Yeah, for something, sure.
For something.
Or you could have a better level to, you could have a green and a blue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like quality levels or something.
Yeah. Oh, So now we should be able to run this, and this should be green. Hey, all right. So now we're. That would be interesting. We should see if all of these pass still. They should be passing.
All right, ship it.
It is available on our website for play. Should we have a? Should we start getting an automated build that puts it up to the website so we can have an alpha build coming out of like our nightly builds going up onto the server so you can download it and play it?
That'd be pretty awesome. If we ever publish it, maybe we will. I'd like to publish it. I mean, I want to make $1 million with it, but I don't expect to make $1 million.
Well, that's why I was saying if we just put it up on the website, people could play it.
So yeah, pull it down, get the new version.
Yeah. All right, so we've got that in there. What we don't have at this point is any way to get the bits, right?
So yeah, aside from just dropping it in the store, right?
Yeah. So because I think we should take it from the store. Right. So we should take this and get rid of this here.
Right, because it's not going to default in there. And now we want to attach it to like a reward.
Yeah. So I think we were doing that in. Nope, not here. Yeah, so here we got our chips to 500. Now we just need to add a new one, because I don't think we have any.
Yeah. So this is another one of those new store item rewards.
Right. You got any ideas?
For the bit? Well, what are we going to turn it on? How are we going to turn it on?
That's what I was asking you.
Yeah, all
that
right.
was the question I was asking.
Yeah.
So I was like,
So it's a lifetime stat. And we already have how many chips dug that opens up the hoppers.
Right. Well, I mean, we could make this... We could still have it based on the chips. Just maybe give the bit at a lower chip level.
Yeah, but they fill up the hoppers fast. I feel like it almost needs... Maybe we should lower the hopper level, but... Or maybe we should... Would open up... What would you be doing a bunch of that when you do the bit, it alleviates that pain for you? Because that's the way the hopper works, right? Is that you're emptying your hopper like all the time, and then we raise the limit to 100, and you're emptying it less.
Right.
Maybe it's after you equip like a certain amount of large hoppers or something like that. Because now you have them all equipped and you want to fill them faster and create your old problem again.
Yeah.
And then have to buy a new hopper.
I think it's funny because like you're saying that, and it's like, okay, so now we got to add something new to the game to make this possible, right? So it's like we don't have anything in the game already for it. Why don't we just do like chips to 1,000?
Okay. There's like repairs that we capture too. We could do something like that just to bring that stat in. Things like that, like bolts spent and things like that.
Yeah.
So why don't we make it like at this point like chips to 50 and chips to 100 so that we can actually hit the... Well, you don't have to change the name necessarily, but let's change the count.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we don't have to play for an hour to get there.
I think we need to play for an hour. Yeah, so this is the min count, so we'll do... keys. Um, so this is a new store item reward. Right. Guess we'll give it 10. Do we want to bring this price down for the test as well?
Yeah.
Let's just make that. We'll just take it.
Yeah, just take everything down an order of magnitude.
Yeah. Just make that the same. Oh, you know what?
Why is that unhappy like that?
Because this is actually a constructor. So what we actually need this to be like is, yeah.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, so this is a count. And this is the that's too funny.
Comma. After 2. Got one hanging.
That you're allowed to do. So this is actually recommended when doing
So you can add more.
yeah, because what'll end up happening, there we go. Yeah, it's recommended because when you have get or whatever, and you want to add something to this, you end up having 2 lines changed instead of 1.
Right, because you have to add the comma.
Because you have to add the comma to the line before it.
Ah, interesting. Tricky.
Yeah, so that's kind of why that's like the recommended way when doing this type of item creation, right?
Mm-hmm. That makes sense because you get.
Yeah. So this should be like, we'll just name it the same idea. Chips to 1000. Do a description. It's going to be reached.
Okay, thanks for coming.
All right, same. Yeah, I plan on doing it Saturday. If you are up for it, Pete.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll do it
All
Saturday.
right, cool.
Now, the Saturday after that, you might have to do it yourself. See ya.
You're gonna make me do it on my own, huh?
Well, either that or we could cancel it, but I'm going to be flying.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I think that's.
I'll take my phone off airplane mode and I'll hotspot in.
Yeah.
San Francisco. I'm going to West Coast. I'll be there from Tuesday to Saturday. It's the owner training for the school, actually. So, yeah, it's pretty sweet. I'm going by myself though, because Allison already went. So that's kind of nothing to do really. But yeah, San Francisco is cool. It's cold though.
It feels good. I like it. I was very happy with the coolness.
Yeah, I was cold the whole time. I was cold and tired the whole time I was there, but it was cool though. I mean, I enjoyed it. We did the city and everything last time we were there, but this time it's going to be a lot of hanging out in the hotel between training. So,
it's kind of cool though. It's like what we ended up doing. Pete ended up kind of hanging at the store afterwards and like watching the school going and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it ran a little long, so you may not end up being in the hotel as long as you think.
Yeah, that's true. And then I kind of tuck her out there at like 7 o'clock.
Yeah,
So.
so you're gonna go to sleep. All right, so I'm gonna get 2 diggers. I want to buy 10 bolts. You can see right now. Yeah, that will be cool. All right, see ya.
See ya.
The right now we don't have anything, right? We just have our diggers and bolts, which is standard, which is good. And now we can go
control room.
Yeah, control room. Now we can do the equip. Do that. We'll equip a Pete. Ah.
What is with the scares?
What are the chances for these rolls, Pete? What did you set?
They're like, I think it's even money for like, for the chip densities. I think. Maybe not. Maybe I adjusted it. I don't know.
Man, I almost want to go and look at that equip.
At least you hit the lottery every 30 seconds. You can just keep buying more.
you do hit the lottery quite a bit. Equip command.
I thought we were going to lose people. We gained a person. Hello, viewers.
That's all right. So, equip handler. Let's see what we were doing here, right? So we get the name, and then there's a mine site factory. So that's where we go. Yeah, I guess it's technically even money, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was just just a straight roll.
Man, I just stink.
Yeah, you're just unlucky. I don't know. 5,000 nickels, but scarce density. So
I know, right?
I'll take the 5,000 nickels, or like an Xbox everywhere you go. It's like, hey, you want an Xbox?
It's like, how does that happen?
King of the raffle.
Seriously. I think we got so I got 3. Now we got one that has at least a normal density and soft. That's good. I gotta repair you. Yeah.
So you should just empty and scrap me. Next time I need a repair. Hey!
We reached 500 chips, which was actually 50. So now we should be able to go back to the store. And now we see our large hopper. Awesome.
All right. And we can't buy it yet, but close.
Oop. So I'm gonna sell the chips. I guess I should go back to the control room actually. And where are we at the moment?
Just digging.
Yeah. Pete's almost broken. I think you're broken, right?
Yep, one broken digger up top. So
yeah, I was gonna say.
Next time I go to dig.
Well, you had a damage of 7, and you had 4 durability left. That's why I was like, I think that is broken. All right, good. So let's empty you. We'll empty that one. We're gonna scrap it. All right, there we go.
It's funny, that one takes a parameter. Everything else is like do the command, then enter the digger.
That's exactly what I was thinking too when I was...
I'm sorry.
That's all right. All right, so now we got at least a couple of normal densities. I think I'm going to empty me, and I want to scrap it.
Yeah, we should get our achievement soon because it's 100, right?
Yeah, just gotta
7,000.
go through and sell them, right?
Yeah.
Or I have to empty them.
I think you have to turn them into chips.
Uh, no,
Like
because
into your vault.
it's lifetime Doug, right?
It is lifetime Doug, so I don't know. I guess. Well, you don't have to sell them, but I mean, I think you might have to take them out of the hopper. I can't remember where that count happens.
Yeah, I did.
Did it not work?
We're not quite there yet, I don't think, right? Let's say no. No.
Oh.
No.
No. Yeah, that's pretty good. Look, you paid for it in money, though.
I know. Hey,
9 tokens.
he's gonna have to pay somewhere.
It's the funnest part of the stream, playing the game.
I know, right? Feels like the most fun. So, all right. So now we've got a bunch of chips. We're getting close. What? How many do we need to get to? We had to get to. Wait a minute.
I thought it was 100. That's what I was saying. I thought, like, it was 1,000. You took it. It was, and we took it back to 100. Yeah, then count 100.
Shoot. But I should be able to do this. I should be able to save test 2. Test 2.
Did you not add it to the thing that checks?
Yes, I did not
add it. That's what it was. You didn't
Because
add it to the entity that checks every time through.
yeah, well, because here, this gets used, right? So this gets added here.
Mhm.
But what's good is I should be able to just load the game, and that achievement should trigger.
Yeah, it should just fire because it's never happened before, and you're over.
Right.
Did not.
Why did it not? How do I find my stats? Minor?
Minor lifetime will give you the lifetime stats. I thought it was just like that. No?
Oh, it's just down there. It's just minor. So it's 198. So it should have. Oh,
Yeah, it should have popped.
yeah, it should have popped in that monitor, right? So here. Wait a minute. How does that get populated? Is that what I was? Well,
That's what we were just doing, wasn't it? That list of achievements. Is it Achievements Builder? Is that what it was?
Yeah, but this.
Oh, maybe that isn't where it's set.
No, this is it.
Yeah. Is
heck?
it not in the potential achievements for the minor?
What? This isn't the same thing.
Well, there's 2 different lists. There's the ones you got and the ones you can get.
Right, but this should be the whole list.
It should be, right? Yeah, that's right in the front of the.
Yeah, but that's still about the game. Let's look at the.
Miner builder, maybe that miner factory or whatever. I think it was called. Maybe it's not. Maybe there's the miner model.
Oh, you know what's happening? Oh, we have to think about that, right?
What is it? I don't. I didn't
So
get it.
yeah, so what happened was we loaded the game. The game was loaded with the loaded this information into the miner. So this potential achievements, once the game has been saved, can never ever have new achievements.
Yeah, well, that's not right.
Yeah,
I had
I
wanted to be able to push them in as we went. That's the way I had designed
right
it originally.
because that's the thought, and that would make the most sense. I think the question becomes, or the my thought would be is, do we need to have it where it's on the miner? Is that even potential achievements? Is that even really where you would want that to be? Right? In my mind, I guess what I'm thinking of is this feels to me like this is a repository, right? And so you're trying to look up this information from like a data source, right? And I think
See, I pictured it as more of a living kind of a list that as you progress through the game, when you did things, you could actually shove new things in there with logic, and it wouldn't be just reading it off a list. Like, in other words, once you attain one achievement, a new potential achievement could open up and be available to you. But you might not want to fire that until that happens. You might not want it to be part of the list.
all right.
I,
So
I don't know what that would be. Like, I don't have an example of what that would actually be right off the top of my head, but I think you understand what I'm saying.
right. So it's so let's imagine this in a game that we play a lot of. We both have as a reference point. We'll say in World of Warcraft, the achievement section. You're thinking that the achievement list would be empty until you did something that added something to the achievements that were possible.
Yeah, it might not. Yeah, you might have to do a certain thing or take a certain path or make a
Right.
certain choice that would create potentiality for certain achievements.
But doesn't that technically mean that the achievement is always there? It's just they have had to have completed some other achievement before they got it.
I suppose it could be that way. Yeah, but like in other words, think about if you want to go to the World of Warcraft analogy, it could be something like once you take a crafting skill, those quest lines are now potentially available to you. So it turns on those quest givers. So I understand that's not an achievement per se, but
Mm-hmm.
that's like the game operation that I think you could open up parts of the game by doing other things in the game.
I think so. I still think that it's not necessarily a minor related item. It's just that the achievements have requirements for you to be able to see them as a minor, right? So, like the achievement would be have like some requirement on it that you have to have done something. I don't know what that would be specifically, right?
Mhm.
Um, so when you go to look at your list of potential achievements, they would be hidden because you haven't met the requirements yet.
Right, so it wouldn't check them, or would just pass over them. I guess would be the first
Well, it'll still check them. I mean, I don't think.
rule.
I think the fact that yeah, exactly, the rule would just kick it out, right?
Right, and then do we want to like check end game achievements on your first time through?
I don't think it matters.
You think it'd be fast enough? Would be
I don't.
performant
I don't.
enough?
I honestly, I'm not going to care too much about that. I think this is still the wrong place to put it. we can figure out how to solve that problem another time. Like, that's not, the performance isn't necessarily the thing that we need to worry about with this. The problem is that this here is part of our data structure that we save, and so that's definitely causing a problem. The potential achievements would be, potential achievements in the game, so it really could be anything. The potentiality of the achievements are really about the fact of whether you've met the requirements for them.
Right, and there is that mechanism in them.
Right, so we may be able to add a thing to the achievements and say, hey, there's a prerequisite for the achievement.
I think there's something along those lines in there, right? Isn't that sort of what we were? Because that lifetime achievement is just one kind of achievement. I think it's the only one we got now, but
Yeah. Well, I mean, it has. Let's see. The
all right,
setting.
because that's
Yeah, it's based on these settings,
mhm.
right? So right now, like this one doesn't, but we could add we could have an achievement setting could actually just have a prerequisite. Yeah. So I
Yeah,
think.
well, that's the way the other ones work, right?
Yeah. So.
Yeah, you could put it all in there, and I think that yeah, okay. So and you were talking about pulling out of the minor because you
Yes.
feel like it's more of a list of game achievements.
Yes.
All right. So really, that's like a master achievements list. Then that'll just be every achievement in the game.
Correct.
Okay, if you're gonna deal with it like that, then it does not belong in the minor.
I think that's how we have to do it to do the. I think to do it, I think that's what we need, right? So, where we would need to move this then up into the game state because that's where we're doing all of this type of stuff right now. It won't get saved because it's not part of one of the items for the game state save.
Yeah,
Um,
put it in eventually, but yeah.
I don't think we
Well,
need to.
actually, no, we don't need to. We
We
can just
never
load
need
it
to
up.
save it. Yeah.
No.
I think this is where I was saying, like, it feels to me like this would be good as a repository. And if we had something like that, would be like, hey, you can go and get the list of things, and that's how you would do it. But
You
I
can
think,
put it in a resource file to give us that space to do that later.
yeah, I think we're going to be doing that with a bunch of stuff at some point here. I'm going to just call it achievements. Shoot. So I need to look where this gets built, right? Because this is built in the. It's right at the beginning. Come on, come on, close.
Is it in like the game itself, that game class that contains like the mono game?
No, I don't think so. Is it in? It does feel like that would be right. Oh yeah, here we go.
Yeah, yeah. I thought that would.
So then I can just do achievements.
And then you can put them in. Yeah, cool. And at some point, we'll read this out of something.
Yeah. And this actually would be. Oh, we don't need any of that. This is right. All right, so there. Now that's loading in there, which is good because then this means at the very beginning we'll have that in there. It'll now ignore it on the miner. All right. Oh, you know what I could also do is on the game state, we don't have to even allow this set. Which is what I wanted to do initially, but I thought we were doing a object. I've drawn a blank on the name of what that's called. So now we can just do this will be on.
You talking about with those private setters? Now you got me trying to think what you were trying to say.
Yeah, I forget what they call it. It's like the inline object property setting.
Mm-hmm. We do like the equals on the end.
Yeah. So now we can get rid of
It does
this.
have a name, but I don't know what it is either. I'll look it up.
Yeah, I thought it was like when you do it like this, right? So when you do this, this is called like object inline instantiation or something like that. So when you do, I thought that's how the game state was being built up initially. And if that was the case, then we would need that setter.
Because we need to be able to put them in off
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not that, right? It's a constructor.
No, it's actually being set up after the fact, right? So we're newing up the game state.
Oh, right, and then doing all those dot properties. Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, so I don't need to new up the list. I can just have the list at defaulted there as empty. No.
It's an object initializer.
Object initializer.
That's what it is. How hard was that to think of? Jeez,
Yeah,
man.
right. Uh-oh.
Still didn't pop up.
It did not. Well, now I want to put the breakpoint in there and see. Because
Yeah.
this definitely...
Should have been there. There's your achievements 3. Did you get the name wrong, maybe? Just using that name match. Crap.
Oh, hold on. This is weird. What is this? Hold on. So there's a game.achievements and a game state achievements.
Where's game.achievements?
This is built from the same thing.
I don't know that you need that anymore. What is that doing now?
I don't know. That's why I was... Wait a second. So, seeing the achievements where they were... So originally this was where they were potential items. But now we're just doing all of them. But I think part of the problem... The thing I'm concerned about is that in here... Are we removing... We're removing...
Yeah, it was coming out of the potential. Which I think was just me not wanting giant lists for no reason. I think it was just a housekeeping thing. I don't think it really matters.
Yeah, I know, but then what we need to have something where... I think what we do need I think what we need to change it. Okay, so I think I have the right idea here. So we can take
Okay.
this, and just for now, what we can do is we can say where the minor attained achievements, right?
Okay.
And then we can just
Okay.
say where that's a not, right? So it should do the same thing. This is going to say replace with, yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
All.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. It always makes me feel weird though. Looks weird, doesn't it?
I know.
Like, why would you want the not in there?
I tell you, right? So I'll tell you why I don't like this, but I don't know if this is how it actually operates, right? Is this all? It says to me you have to test every single item that they're not equal to it. Oh, but it does the same thing, because once it's equal to it, it'll pass up. It's fine. It's just as good.
Yeah, it's just weird to look at, right? To have that not equal in the condition there.
Yeah, and I think that will do the trick for us. So then we don't even need the one that's on the game, that one that we just added to the game state. We don't even need that one.
Yeah, because it's irrelevant.
Yeah, like that was just extra noise. So now let me just build that and see where everything is.
Achievements in the game state.
Alright, makes sense. Right, so then we're going to get rid of this. Nope, we don't need that there, we just need it here.
Right.
Oh, but they're trying to add the achievement to it. Alright, so then this would just get it from game.
Mm-hmm. Just fish it out, and then we want to add it to the other list. We don't need that we need to do. That's weird. Why is it not? What's the problem there?
Oh, because you have game achievement and player achievement.
And only player achievements have achieved dates. That's not what I want to do. 2-player achievement.
Yeah, I know, but I don't have anything to really do it with it, right? So, well, let me see something.
You're wondering if they're all game achievements?
I'm trying to.
Yeah, inventory achievement.
Yeah, so I think the part that now I'm concerned about, right? So we got that. Let me go. Where was that? It was called player achievement, right?
Mm-hmm. It's a name, a description, and a date.
I see. Well, I mean, that's fine, because that's actually easy enough for us to do it then, right? So then in out here. Oh yeah, it wasn't here.
You just knew it up?
Yeah. So we'll just take that and we'll just
Player achievement.
yeah. Yeah, so then we should be able to just do name. Name. Description.
And now, get date or whatever.
Yeah. Alright, then we do this. Do that, and then let's.
That doesn't.
Come on. I think Code Rush and ReSharper are fighting each other. There you go. That's what I wanted.
That's why we were thinking inline.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. All right, so I think that might be it. Did it build? No. Ah, because we don't need that anymore.
No, we don't. I don't think. Because we're not even keeping it on the game state, right?
Nope. That is gone. That is blown out of the water, and then we've got. We don't even need this one anymore. We don't need that. We don't need that.
Deleting code's fun.
Yeah.
means it did something better.
I always hope it's that specific.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm at the point in my career where I love deleting code.
Oh, I absolutely love doing it.
It's like atonement for all that bad code you wrote in the first half of your career.
Yeah, so much bad code. Hey, there
Bada
we
bing.
go. Now we got the.
That's how we need it.
Yes, now.
And some new diggers to boot.
And now we got standard bits in there.
Nice. And large hoppers.
Yes, and large hoppers.
So we could go all crazy now if we wanted.
Yeah, so we should be able to buy the. Let's just make sure all that stuff is still working, right? Because we did change.
Yeah, the way it was applied and all.
Yeah, we should actually do that for. Oh, I don't have enough at the moment. Let's see. I forget what our diggers were here. Always on the solid. So maybe we'll do Sam.
Upgrade with the bit.
Yeah, with the hopper too. I got the hopper, so do Sam.
Yeah, things gonna be digging like crazy.
That large hopper.
Is it in your inventory? That item is not a digger upgrade.
Did I spell it wrong?
Not from where I'm sitting.
Oh, I can't cancel out of it, can I?
That's bad. Item is not a digger upgrade.
Am I typing it wrong? No, it's large hopper. Is it case sensitive?
It shouldn't be, but maybe it is. Oh, why is it? It's not a digger upgrade. So what makes that come out?
I don't know. Let's see.
It's like
And
the
we've got
upgrade.
10 minutes, but let's see. Upgrade handler.
There it is. There it is. This item is not an upgrade. If not item dot item is digger upgrade item.
Yeah.
So did we not define that digger upgrade item on it?
what the heck happened here.
Is that not a type of digger upgrade item anymore?
It should have always been. I think we got to look at how the. Oh, so what happened? Was it in the? Was it in the buy or in the process of adding the item to the
digger?
Store?
Oh,
No, to the store.
to the store.
Because it's either a problem in the store or a problem in the inventory, right? The object that it was using and how that was constructed, right? So that's where the issue is. It's not in the it's not, it's not the upgrader. It's in the achievement. Right, where the rewards are happening. So inventory achievement. Should have. What is this? High achievement reward. So that should have been in the. So new store item. Okay. Item for sale. Store item. Item is coming in. Which this is a game item.
But what's that upgrade item? Bit upgrade item. What? That was it, right?
Yeah, and so this is a digger upgrade item.
And so is the bit.
Yeah, so that's okay. So the problem is that, or not the problem, but so that's going into the store with that, right? So then the problem is in the buy, nope, not buying, buy command. Well, let's try breaking on this. I'll just do this quick debug and then we'll slowly wrap it up.
Yeah, it's about time.
Everything's all funky. All right. All right. So now I want to buy the large hopper. All right. So now the item coming in is that large hopper. So when we get the store item, it's got the count of 10. It's got this game item. Oh, hold on a second. The type.
Store item and game item.
Yeah, but this should be. It shouldn't be a game item. It should be a. I mean, it is a game item, but it shouldn't. It should also be the.
Oh, the upgrade item.
Yeah, the upgrade item. But why? Uh-oh. I think it's happening because of the save.
Oh.
I think it's because of the save.
So it's not saving that when it's in your bag. Oh man, I'm putting it back in, I guess. Is it the save or
Yeah.
load, you think? Or both, I guess.
Well, I mean, really, I think it's the load, right? But it's more about the fact that nope, let's do it's about the fact that this item coming in here, so it has it. The problem is it's this. It doesn't know how to cast this to that other type because it's only dealing with it as the child type. I don't know what to do. I think this is where we're gonna have to stop
Yeah.
because maybe this is going to cause us a little bit more headache than I thought
Because the upgrade items are special.
because they're special. And we want to be able to do it like this, right? Because I mean, the benefit of doing it this way allows us to capture the upgrade item and put it like inside of this wrapper that we can sell it, right? And it is a game item. It just happens to be of a specific type of upgrade item.
Right. Can we cast it when it gets read in?
We
I just
can.
don't know how, really.
Well, it means we need to have something that when it writes it out, that we put some metadata on here about what this type actually is. So we can say when it sees this, like maybe we can have something here that's like a piece on it that says type, and it'll be a specific type that we can then load it in as.
Right. We can read that field and then cast it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's what's hurting us.
Maybe it belongs outside, even. I don't know. So that you can kind of identify it. Because a large hopper is always an upgrade item, even as.
You know what? You're absolutely right. Because honestly, what probably should be in here is just an ID.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because all that other stuff is sort of extraneous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, maybe we'll take a look and see if we can do something like that.
All right.
That might be an option.
That's cool. Yeah, we did some stuff.
Yeah, it's always a bummer when the load stops working, you know?
Yeah. Now next week, I will not be here. Well, I think I'll be in training even.
Yeah.
3:30 or 2:30 there, so.
Oh, for Wednesday, you definitely will be.
Yeah.
Definitely will be. So.
Well, that's not necessarily true because Wednesday is the shadowing.
Right.
Which starts at 5 o'clock their
3.
time.
3
o'clock their time. Okay, so yeah, so definitely out. So,
yeah, so let's see. Removed player. From minor. Added achievement to add bit. I think that's grade checking 4-bit. All right. Awesome. And I will submit that in a PR as well.
all right, cool.
So, all right, I think we'll be done. We'll do it again next week. We won't do it.
Yeah. So we will be doing it Saturday. I'll still be here.
Yep. That's
and then all of next week. So And we'll still be doing it Friday. We'll do Friday happy hour code. We'll do all the rest of this week. So all the rest of the streams this week will be on, and all the streams next week will not.
Yep, that sounds perfect.
All right.
All right, awesome.
All right, everybody. Have a good one. We'll see you next time.
See you next time.